How do you know the exact moment your love for someone begins to rot? Not the dramatic betrayal, not the shouting matches, but that subtle, sharp shift in the air that tells you something is breaking quietly. The silence after room 212. I was in the car when the doubt first started to boil over. Not rage, not heartbreak. Just that low, growing hum in the pit of your stomach that whispers, something isn't right. My fingers clenched the steering wheel so tight that my knuckles went white, but I barely noticed. I wasn't angry yet, but a cold, coiled tension had started to nest just beneath my ribs. Marissa had texted me again. Running late. Work's insane. Third time that week. Same excuse. Same lifeless tone. But this time it hit different. She hadn't kissed me that morning. No peck on the cheek. No warm hand grazing my shoulder. Just the sharp scent of her perfume, a muttered line about deadlines, and the front door slamming behind her. When I pulled into our driveway, the porch light flickered above me. Same way it had for 2 weeks. I told her I'd fix it. She told me she'd remind me. Neither of us followed through. It was such a small thing, but I stood there and stared at it for a full minute. The flickering somehow felt louder than silence. Inside the house was still. Too still. No footsteps. No dog barking. Just the low hum of the fridge and the ticking clock on the hallway wall. I dropped my keys in the ceramic bowl by the door and sank into the kitchen chair. Her chair, the one she used to curl into like a cat with a book in hand or music humming in the background. No. That chair was just part of the furniture. I opened my laptop. Maybe just to distract myself. But as soon as the screen lit up, a cloud-synced alert popped in the corner. An auto-uploaded file from our shared drive. A video, unnamed except for the date. Last Thursday. Click. It was footage from a restaurant's security camera. Blurry, shaky, no audio. But I recognized the place. Piccolo's. The place I'd suggested for our anniversary. The one she called too pricey. There she was. Marissa. In the green silk blouse I gave her last Christmas. Her eyes glowing. Her smile open. Across from her sat a man I didn't recognize. They were leaning in. She reached for his hand. He took it like it belonged to him. She didn't pull away. Something in my chest froze, then caved in on itself. Not because I didn't know, but because I did. I knew that smile. And she hadn't smiled like that at me in months. She came home later that night, humming like everything was fine. He kissed my cheek. I turned away. She asked if I was okay. I said I was tired. I wasn't. I didn't sleep that night. Couldn't. I kept seeing that smile. The grainy video. Her fingers on his wrist. Her blouse slipping slightly off her shoulder. And that warmth she used to save for me. Given away so easily. By 3 a.m. I was downstairs. The dog lifted his head, looked at me, then went back to sleep. Maybe he already knew. Animals do. They sense decay before humans admit it. I opened her laptop. The password. Our anniversary. That irony almost made me laugh. Opened easily. Too easily. Her browser was wiped clean. No shopping sites. No news articles. No recent history. Marissa, the queen of online shopping, had deleted everything. But she forgot the email tab. It was still logged in. Hundreds of messages. Some from her work account. Others from a contact labeled Dr. Keller. Clever. But I'm not stupid. Hotel reservations. Dirty jokes. Photo attachments. Intimate lines like, I love the way you touch the back of my neck. And her replies. You make me feel alive again. Alive. While I was home mowing the lawn, folding her laundry, planning our next weekend getaway, she was feeling alive in hotel beds and back seats. I sat there reading for hours. Not crying. Not yelling. Just documenting. Letting the truth wrap itself around me like a cold blanket. Sunrise I made coffee. She walked in wearing one of my shirts. Said, Morning, babe. I handed her a mug. You're sweet, she said. Smiled. But it wasn't real. I'd become a mask. And behind it was someone she no longer recognized. That Monday I followed her. She left at 7:48 a.m., drove past her office. Took a left down a back route. Eventually pulled into the parking lot of a boutique hotel downtown, one of those hidden places with the tagline, quiet, discreet, charming. At 8:28 he arrived. Same guy from the video. Confident. She met him at the door. No kiss, but their eyes locked like lovers who've memorized each other's breathing. They disappeared inside. I walked up to the front desk. Calm, polite. I think my wife checked in recently. I'm surprising her. Her name's Marissa Lennox. The clerk frowned, then checked her screen. Room 212. She's a regular. A regular. That word split me open. This wasn't a mistake. This was a pattern. Left. Went home. Sat in the dark for hours, staring at the wall. The next day, I returned with a manila folder. Evidence. Screenshots. Emails. Stills from the video. I told the clerk I lost my key. Mile. She gave me a copy. Room 212. Opened the door. They were mid-scene. Marissa by the bed. Him pulling on a shirt. Eric, she said, stunned. Good morning, I said, and tossed the folder on the bed. He opened it. His face drained. She grabbed it from him, eyes wide. You've been spying on me, she demanded. Cheating, lying, gaslighting me for months. And you want to talk about trust? Her defenses rose like clockwork. Arms crossed. Chin up. You never made me feel anything. You were safe. Predictable. And you wanted danger. Yes. She didn't deny it. I turned to leave. He called after me. You'll regret this. Pause. I already do. Every day I believed you. And I walked out of room 212. That night I drove for hours with no direction. I ended up at a lake we used to visit. I watched the water. Life moved on. Gulls soared. Kids laughed. Somewhere someone was falling in love for the first time. 3 days passed. Then she called. Eric, can we talk? You've had months to talk. I didn't mean for it to go that far. You didn't stop it. I made a mistake. No. You made a choice. She begged, pleaded, promised. I asked, are you still seeing him? Long pause. No, she lied. Hung up. That night I packed a bag. Left my ring on her nightstand. She hadn't worn hers in weeks. I moved in with my brother, Kyle. He didn't say much. Just gave me a beer and a spare room. I filed for legal separation. Served her the papers. 2 days later she emailed me. Pages of memories, half apologies, poetic excuses. My favorite line. I was just trying to feel something again. Like that gave her the right to hollow me out. Then she showed up. Outside Kyle's place. Waiting. I just want to talk. You had your chance, in room 212. She broke then. The facade shattered. You were boring, Eric. I wanted to feel alive. And there it was. Not love. Not regret. Just a selfish craving for chaos. I stepped back and said the final words I ever gave her. You said I was safe. And you treated safety like a sin. But you'll learn. Fire always burns out. Then you're just left with ashes. I shut the door. That night, I slept through until morning. And for the first time in years, the silence didn't hurt. It healed. Because silence doesn't lie. People do.